This episode is sponsored by Outlander, Blood of My Blood. Hello and welcome back to Film Pro Productivity and Success, the podcast that helps creative people to live a more focused, effective and happy life. My name is Carter Ferguson and this is episode 165. 4 productivity laws you need to know. Productivity is never an accident. It is always the result of a commitment to excellence, intelligent planning, and focused effort. Paul J. Meyer, unquote. Ever felt like the universe is conspiring against you? Have you ever had one of those days where everything that possibly could go wrong does go wrong? It might feel like the universe has it out for you, but what if there's a pattern to the madness? Today, we are going to be diving into 4 intriguing laws that might explain why these frustrating moments are more than just coincidences. Now, you might be asking, why do these laws matter to you? Well, in the world of the creative industries, understanding the underlying principles that influence outcomes can be a game changer. Whether you're a graphic designer, a filmmaker, or a musician, you've likely encountered scenarios where Murphy's Law seemed the rule of the day, or Gilbert's Law dictated the power dynamics in a negotiation. Maybe you've got deadlines creeping up on you too quickly, highlighting Wilson's Law in action, or you've experienced the tug-of-war interests that Falkland's Law encapsulates. These laws aren't just theoretical musings, though. They are often accurate, practical tools that shed light on everyday challenges and decision-making processes that we might face in our creative endeavours. So, by grasping Murphy's Law, you might better manage tasks and prepare for the unexpected. And understanding Gilbert's Law empowers you with insights into the importance of data and information control. Wilson's Law offers a lens through which you're able to view your time management practices, and Falkland's Law provides a framework for navigating conflicts and negotiations. And recognizing these patterns not only helps in mitigating risks, but also in capitalizing on opportunities, turning potential setbacks into stepping stones for success. A pessimist sees the difficulty in every opportunity. An optimist sees the opportunity in every difficulty. Winston Churchill, unquote. So let's delve deeper, folks, into these 4 pivotal laws that I'm bringing to you today, starting with the one you've possibly most likely have heard of, which is Murphy's Law, and that states that anything that can go wrong will go wrong. And this isn't just about expecting the worst, it's actually a crucial reminder for creative people. This is a creative-focused podcast, for creatives to plan with a cushion for potential setbacks. Imagine you're on a tight deadline for a new project and your main computer crashes. Murphy's Law isn't cursing you, it's a prompt to have backup plans and robust risk management strategies in place. And a real-life example of Murphy's Law would be the Chernobyl nuclear disaster that occurred on April 26, 1986, because in that event, a series of, I'll just refer to them as unfortunate occurrences, resulted in the world's worst nuclear accident. What happened was, during a safety test at the Chernobyl nuclear power plant in Ukraine, several design flaws and operational errors combined with unexpected events led to something they said couldn't happen, a catastrophic reactor explosion. These included the shutdown of multiple safety systems, inadequate operator training, and a sudden power surge. The disaster released large amounts of radioactive material into the environment, with devastating consequences for the region and for the world. And this event illustrates Murphy's Law on the grandest possible scale, demonstrating how anything that can go wrong can indeed go wrong, particularly when proper precautions and risk management are not in place. The simple act of paying attention can take you a long way. The more you become aware of how to use your time, the easier it becomes to improve your productivity. Kevin Kruse, unquote. And next up we have here is Gilbert's Law, which states possession of data is 9/10 of the law. That's Gilbert's Law. Yes, in today's data-driven world, especially in tech and media, controlling your data equates to holding power. Consider a scenario where understanding audience preferences through data analytics could dictate the success of a new movie or online content, online series. By mastering this law, we can leverage data not just to influence decisions, but to steer entire projects towards success. And a real-life example of Gilbert's Law is the rise of tech giants like Google and Facebook. These companies have built their empires by collecting and controlling vast amounts of user data. With access to personal information such as search history, location data, and online behavior, these companies have gained a significant competitive advantage in the market. So by leveraging user data, they can target advertisements, improve their products and services, and shape user experiences, making them highly influential in the technology industry. Increased productivity doesn't come from working harder. It comes from working smarter. John C. Maxwell, unquote. Wilson's Law, I've touched about this at some point in the past, states that work expands to fill the time available for its completion. It's a familiar tale for many in the creative world where deadlines are the norm. Think about a project that you might have done that was supposed to take 3 weeks but stretched into 3 months due to continual tweaks and additions. I could name any number of my films that have done that. And this law, Wilson's Law, serves as a vital lesson in setting realistic deadlines and milestones and in encouraging efficiency rather than allowing procrastination or over-perfectionism to creep in. And this is one of my favourite productivity laws of all, because I see it in action all the time. I'll just repeat it for you. Work expands to fill the time available for its completion. And a clear real-life example of Wilson's Law can be observed in a typical work or study environment. Here's an example I've used before. Let's say a student is assigned a research paper which is due in 2 months. Even though the student has ample time to work on the paper, they might procrastinate and delay starting the project. And as the deadline approaches, the student realises they've got a significant amount of work left to complete within that short time frame. And as a result, the work expands to fill the remaining time, leading to a stressful rush to the finish line for the assignment. And this example demonstrates Wilson's Law as the work on the research paper expands and then contracts to fill the available time due to the student's procrastination and poor time management. Productivity isn't the deliberate strategic investment of your time, talent, intelligence, energy, resources, and opportunities in a manner calculated to move you measurably closer to meaningful goals. Dan S. Kennedy, unquote. Finally, let's talk about Falkland's Law. For every winning side in a dispute, there is an equal and opposite losing side. And this law is particularly relevant in environments where negotiation is key, such as in music or film production deals. Understanding this law means recognizing that every decision has its consequences and that successful negotiation involves balancing interests to avoid zero-sum outcomes. For instance, let's imagine we've got 2 actors, A and B, who both audition for the lead role in a picture, in a movie. After reviewing their performances, the director ultimately decides to cast actor A in the lead role, and in this scenario, actor A's success in landing the role is the result of actor B's failure to get the role. The 2 actors' outcomes are interconnected, with one actor's gain being the other actor's loss. I don't know if that makes complete sense, but it is as simple as that. You win some, you lose some. Anyway, this example with the 2 actors illustrates Falkland's Law within the film production process, as the director's decision to cast one actor over another results in the success of one and the disappointment of the other. That is Falkland's Law in action. And each of these 4 laws holds significant implications for how creative professionals approach their projects, manage their workflows, and interact with data and colleagues. By understanding and applying these simple principles, creative people can navigate the complexities of our industries more effectively, leading to better outcomes for us and fewer universe is against me kind of days. By having an awareness of these 4 laws, you can anticipate challenges and turn them into strategic advantages. Murphy's Law teaches us to expect the unexpected, allowing us to plan more effectively. When you start a project with the mindset that obstacles might arise, you prepare more thoroughly, ensuring that when things go awry, they don't derail your entire project. This proactive approach doesn't just minimize stress, it enhances your reputation as a reliable professional who delivers results despite these challenges. And with Gilbert's Law, the focus shifts to the power of information. In an era where data is king, understanding and controlling your information flow can give you a significant edge over your competitors. For instance, knowing which demographic is most engaged with your particular content allows for targeted marketing or social media strategies that are more likely to convert interest in what you're doing into sales or watches if it's a film, for example. Not literal watches with hands that you would TikTok, but people, audience, larger audiences is probably what I should have said. Anyway, going off on one. This isn't just about having data, but using it strategically to make informed decisions that propel your projects forward. And then we've got Wilson's Law, which is all about optimizing time management. By acknowledging that tasks will expand or contract to fill the time allotted, you can set more effective boundaries and deadlines that encourage productivity rather than procrastination. And this awareness will help you in scheduling your creative work, ensuring that time is used efficiently without compromising on quality. It's about working smarter, not harder, and getting more done in less time. And lastly, understanding Falkland's Law equips you to handle negotiations and conflicts with a mindset that every action has a reaction. And in creative fields where collaborations and contracts are commonplace, this law reminds us that successful outcomes often require compromise and tactful negotiation. The law encourages finding win-win situations, seeking them out and finding them where possible, or reducing the likelihood of severe disagreements that could impact future opportunities. And by mastering these 4 laws, you not only navigate your career with fewer setbacks, but also create a robust framework for dealing with common issues that plague the creative industries, plague whatever it is that you regularly do. This isn't just about surviving in your field, it's about thriving by turning every challenge into a well-prepared opportunity for growth and success. That these laws guide you in making more informed decisions that lead to better outcomes in your own creative endeavours, folks. And you can, of course, apply these laws today. Now that you're equipped with these 4 powerful laws, it's time to put them into practice in your daily endeavours. And applying these laws, it doesn't just mitigate risks, it empowers you to navigate with confidence and foresight. So take this knowledge that I've granted you today magically, apply it today, and start turning potential setbacks into stepping stones for success. Make the most out of every single project that you've got going with a strategic, informed approach. And that's not only the end of today's episode, that's the end of these 3 special in-between episodes, these bonus shows that I've done in between season 13 and 14. I will be back in a few months with season 14. I've chucked these 3 shows in here simply because I didn't have time to do 6 shows, which would have been a new kind of mini season 14. But I will be back as soon as I can get it together with new shows, probably in the new year. I'll try and get something in a New Year show special if I can as well. It really depends how things are going. I've got quite a lot on the go here. It's the 9th of November as I record this. I've just finished a ton of work and I've got to get on to my own projects. I do apologise that I can't do more than these 3 shows at the present, but it's just a time-consuming thing, this podcast, and I have a lot of other stuff to do. I do this show on my own. unpaid and squeezed in between my fight, stunt and other personal film projects, etc. And at this point, I've just got to go and pick up a few loose ends, quite a lot of loose ends, which I have been neglecting. Loose ends and uncertainty, though, are a part of life, and learning to embrace them opens doors to growth and opportunities, believe it or not, as these things unfold. I don't even know what I'm getting into yet. This podcast was one of those loose ends, so I am hopeful that you have found these 3 new in-between episodes helpful and enjoyable. Please do leave me a review for the show and tell others about it if you can. Just leave reviews wherever you want. I believe people have been leaving them on Spotify. I don't get informed if they come in. It seems to be that Apple Podcasts is perhaps the one that is most influential, but just any app that you're listening on, give me a star rating, and if there's anywhere to write in something, please say, you must listen to this and do share it. I really would appreciate it. But with that said, I'm going to end now with some words from motivational speaker Sean Mehta, who said, "Tie up the loose ends before you embark on a new journey." My own new journey is into development and learning for new film projects, and I'm very much looking forward to it. I have, by the way, talked about doing a show about AI, and I have been toying with AI. I'm using AI to help me with some of the images because it comes free with Canva, which I use for my images anyway. Not always happy with what it comes up with, but that's interesting. I have been trialing and getting reasonably good results with an AI kind of virtual assistant, and I'm going to trial a few other things. It's one of the reasons I've not done a show on it yet, although I've talked about it, is it's a constantly changing kind of world, and I've done shows in the past about apps and they've aged quite quickly. So in season 14, or maybe it'll be the special come new year, I'll do something about AI. I do feel it's something that can't be ignored. I know there's a lot of people out there that absolutely hate it, but if you ignore it, it could come up and bite you in the arse. It probably will, and people who are using it, although it's not always a good thing, may just have the edge on you as competitors. So that's something that's on my mind. I don't know why I started talking about that at the end of the show. It wasn't my plan to do that. What I'll just say to you now is please do, folks, take control of your own destiny. Keep on shooting. Keep on making those projects, which whatever they may be. And please do join me next season, season 14, for Film Pro Productivity and Success. The music that you can hear right now is Adventures by A. Himitsu. You can view the show notes for this episode only on the official, not only, but like the full show notes on the official website, filmproproductivity.com. Please follow me on the socials. X is at FilmProProdPod, and I've also got a Facebook page at FilmProProductivity. Please do join us there. There's a bit of interaction going on occasion. And also, please do continue to support the show by subscribing, spreading the word, and leaving an awesome review. Catch you next time, folks.